Hey guys, I just went on a trail. You want to know what I learned? Well, stick around. Alright, here's what I learned. Welcome back to another edition of As the Wheel Turns. I will be your host on this edition of The Wheel of Life. Ha ha! Alright. Here's what I learned, guys. This is so sad. Y'all know I'm an old dude. But what's sad is I parked my bike and I headed up a trailhead. Within the first 5 minutes, I knew I was in trouble. But I continued on for another 100 yards or so to the top of the ridge. And at that point, I decided that was enough survival training for the day because I'm an old man. And my tool is no longer sharp. Yeah, I've always told people how your body is your tool, and it's your weapon, and it's meant to last you a lifetime or till you die. Apparently, I'm ready to die because if I had to walk to save my soul, I wouldn't do a very good job of it, and I wouldn't last very long. I'd just be dead. You know, we go ahead. You can admit it. You can admit it to me. A lot of us, we watch zombie movies and apocalyptic movies and cataclysmic movies, and in all of these movies that we watch, it shows a version of the end of the world. The end of the world as we know it. And in a little part of us, we rally for that. We're like, yeah, it's the end of the world. You know, all of the rules are gone and you can do what you got to do to make your way, you know. And I know you are that way too. I think everybody is, or most people, I should say. It's not the best thing in the world, trust me. If we broke down into social chaos tomorrow, I can tell you what would happen. Well, you know what would happen. It would be just like the movies, but much worse. And then you would have, you don't know what will rise out of it. What kind of government will rise its ugly head. It could be much worse, trust me. It could be so much worse, especially from a beginning standpoint, because birth pangs are terrible. But in those kind of movies, everybody's walking. They're always walking somewhere, right? I don't know why they don't settle down for one reason or another and start a family and, you know, get 14 wives and make some babies, and so they'll have sons to work the land. They never do that. They keep walking. I wouldn't be able to walk, guys. I might be a way station on the walk of life where you could, you know, stop and get a drink of water, and I'd try not to kill you and plant you under the corn for fertilizer value. Hell, the land should be so fertile anyway that it wouldn't matter. Well, truck, you really don't want to be here. You really shouldn't be here. But you'll be all right. You'll make it. But I know that I'm not going to be that one walking. Look at the car, guys. Look at the car. I'm not going to be the one walking up them hills and mountains and streams. I'll be over there fishing somewhere. That's what I'll be doing. If the zombies come, we are in full-blown trouble. What is this? DJ's Quick Stop bait shop. Okay, that's cool. And they got firewood. They got firewood. Ain't that funny? And I guess in that kind of scenario, it wouldn't matter how many guns you have. The bullets would run out eventually. But hell, in all of those scenarios, they hardly ever have any guns. But they got baseball bats with spikes in them. What do they call the baseball bat? I don't know what they call that bat on The Walking Dead. Can you believe I've never actually seen a Walking Dead movie? And I love zombie movies. You know, it's a very unrealistic thing. I like zombie movies and stuff like that. And I like those Contagion movies because I think that a bug of some kind could really end things. Really, it could. I'm sure they're off bioengineering badass bugs at Berkeley or somewhere right now. Matter of fact, did y'all see where the Berkeley I think it was the Berkeley area there by I-80, and out by San Francisco was at the Calexico Bridge area was on fire the other day. Somebody at Berkeley probably started it with a drug lab or some kind of lab. They probably released all kinds of things in the air that we'll only find out about on the movies, like on Planet of the Apes. You know, Planet of the Apes was such a real movie in a way, because that's how easy something can get out of one of them labs. Just boom, and it's all over with. Like on the Contagion movie, where they are all coughing and they show how fast this virus can spread across the United States and the world. You think about things, you should think about things as like the population of rats, right? Mice have babies, I think, every 10 days, and cats every 15 minutes or something like that. But anyway, you can end up really with a fast spread. And yeah, so something in the airport. Oh, well, what are you doing? Go, take me somewhere. Just take me somewhere. Oh, look, my thing is giving me a hard time. It has decided that it's lost. You see how quickly things can go south. Your location. Oh, damn it. Start. Okay. My phone does not know where I'm at. I know where I'm at, and I don't know where I'm going. Well, you see that? If you can see up ahead of me, right there, there is a southwest plane making a loop. I'm going to where it just took off from. Back to the airport. It shouldn't be too hard to find the airport. I don't know what keeps them big planes up there, but they stay. I mean, I do know what keeps them up there, but I find it odd. Alright. Sorry about that there, guys. Ain't that a cute little house? I like little houses. Little houses, little spaces. I don't like big places. I find that they become cluttered. What does that have to do with the end of the world? It might have to do with the end of the world, that I could actually live in a tent or a sandbag house or anything. A culvert. Hell, I could live in a culvert as long as there ain't no water coming through it. What's up, person? I don't know. Let's see if this... I think this is the way I came. But if it was the end of the world, trust me, guys, I got all the guns and everything we could ever need to hold up and outweigh the death of most of the world would happen very quickly. Now, of course, I'm out here, and if something bad happened, I would end up staying out here. There's no way I could, make it anywhere. So, all that stuff that I have at home for my prepping into the world scenario, it wouldn't do me any good. I'm sure it would do somebody else a bunch of good, right? What's up, person? But it wouldn't do me no good. All of them 5-gallon buckets of beans and rice and flowers and stuff like corn. I mean, just regular staples that you need to sustain life for long term. Hell, I've got tons of bacon canned. Have you ever heard of anybody canning bacon? Well, hell yeah, you can can meat, and you should. Matter of fact, you should save books. Books would be what you should actually save, and you should seal them up into some kind of container where bugs can't get to them and they can't get wet. Because how-to books would be the best. If the end of the world happened tomorrow and you had all of the how-to books on basic functioning, how to make an electric generator, with wind or solar or hydroelectricity, you would be the bomb. If you had a book that told you how to make penicillin, you would be the bomb, right? Or diabetic medicine or anything like that. Yeah, you would just be insulin. Yeah, if you could produce insulin, so you'd have to be able to cool things and centrifuge things. But as long as you know the process, you can make things like that happen. and the end of the world would still happen, and before it was all solved and done, you'd be dead from old age. And you might not last that long anyway. The truth of the matter, I don't know your physical capabilities or what you know about how to survive on your own in the world. I mean, can you go out and dig roots? Do you know what roots are safe to eat? Do you know that kind of stuff, right? I mean, this is my kind of area, right? I mean, you could stick me over there in the woods as long as I didn't have to walk 20 miles every day, and I could 100% live off of the land. Now, I would be a skinny bone if I didn't find a fat source or a calorie source eventually. But I mean, you got things like persimmons and plum trees and stuff like that you're going to have to fight the animals for, but those are natural sugars, and if you can actually do a lot with that kind of stuff. You can actually preserve it through the winter with drying techniques or cooking it down into sugar, actually. And I guess at the end of the world scenario, it would be liquor would be easily attainable after the first few weeks or month or whatever, and canned goods. Yeah, I mean, there'd be tons of canned goods that would last for the rest of your life, actually, if you wanted to go out and get them. They ain't going bad, even though everybody thinks they're going bad. Let's see. Airport. Okay, that's not it. This is it right here. Now, this may be taking me to the wrong place at the airport, or it might be taking me to the right place at the airport. I'm not sure yet, because every airport has multiple locations, right? Let's get down on it. And I certainly really didn't want to get on this road that I'm getting on, but I did. Or maybe I had to get on it earlier, but I was on the business section. Oh, it's still the business section. Okay, that's cool. If you've ever read any books about the end of the world stuff, some of them are very, very accurate. You probably didn't know this, but do you guys remember the movie called The Postman with Kevin Costner, and Tom Petty was in it also, right? Okay, that was it was a good book, actually. That whole book was taken from a book called The Hammer. Now, The Hammer was written in 1962, I think, or something like that. I mean, it was a long time ago, and then they made that movie in the 80s. That was actually from the book called The Hammer, and The Hammer was a movie about a comet that destroys the Earth, and then I shouldn't say just destroys civilization. And there's another really popular movie that came out a few years later that is based off of the book also, and I don't remember which movie that was, but it was a good movie also. A lot of times you don't realize that they make several movies out of books sometimes. But anyway, there was some wonderful tips in that book. If you ever need a reference of survival, as far as things that you should pre-have and things that you should think about, like iodine tablets and salt, salt's a big thing. Oh, look, I'm on the wrong side of the airport. Parking, cell phone light. Well, hell, I have no idea how to get to where I need to go. Hell, I better let you guys go while I figure out where I'm at. Alright, I'll talk to you guys. Use commercial curbs. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.